Hello, and welcome to another Rang Rouge unit of the week. And today we're taking a look at the Spz BMP-1 SP-1. So the BMP-1 is pretty much the premiere of the IFV, and I think at this point everyone is familiar with the concept of the IFV. It was introduced in the 60s for the Soviet military, with a 73mm cannon, a coaxial machine gun, as well as an optional ATGM for blowing up tanks at long range. It was pretty bare bones in regard to IFVs, especially for future IFVs which would come above it, but it was cheap, easy to produce, and it did the job just about right. It would end up being outshone by the BMP-2 a few years later, which replaced the 73mm cannon with a 30mm autocannon. And just like with the Kalashnikov, the BMP-1 would end up being exported to pretty much any country which had a slight interest in armoured fighting vehicles. One of the major foreign operators of the BMP-1 would be the East Germans, as they had a lot of motorized Schutzens or motorized rifle units, which ended up using the BMP-1s quite well in their service. However, after the reunification of Germany, a lot of these BMP-1s, for a brief period of time, would end up remaining in service in the now unified German military, though eventually a lot of them would end up being sold off by the late 90s. In-game, the Spz BMP-1 SP-1 is a 10-point IFV available to the East Germans, and it has a single weapon. And that weapon being the classic 73mm heat cannon with 40 rounds of ammunition. It has pretty poor range and accuracy and armor penetration and rate of fire. It's a very mediocre cannon. You can deal with lightly armored vehicles, but anything that's a tank is going to take a few hits to kill. Up down to a miscellaneous stat, it has 3 frontal armor, 1 at side, back and top. It has 10 HP, medium size, poor optics, a speed of 60 km off-road, 110 on the road, poor stealth, an autonomy of 600 kilometers. It's also an amphibious unit, and it is type restricted to mechanized and armored decks. So in battle, this is basically the bare bones of a IFV, because for 10 points, you don't get a whole lot. You get a single cannon. It's a pretty mediocre cannon, but it's really not that bad for the price you're paying for it, because it can do decent fire support against infantry, it can blow up lightly armoured vehicles and be a threat to 5-point transports and unarmoured vehicles, but because it is a heat gun, it does have the potential of killing tanks much higher in its rate class, because it will always do at least 1 point of damage. So even if there's a Leopard Trait 4, if it's down on 1 HP, you can finish it off with the BMP-1. The question for his transport is what you're going to it's Mod Schutzen. You're bringing this thing with Mod Schutzen. It is the classic beans on toast of the unit combinations, because Mod Schutzens and BMP-1s are an absolute powerhouse of a combination unit. The Mod Schutzens are just fantastic infantry which are cost effective, and this BMP-1 for 10 points is also cost effective. With standard Mod Schutzen together, this is a 25-point package for shock infantry and a mediocre long-range quotation mark fire support gun. And thank God that this thing is now back down to 10 points. Really, that was the best change in the South Africa DLC, was buffing the Mod Schutzens to be great again. Because what else are you gonna take? The SPW-50? Really? Really? You gonna do that? No, you're bringing these guys in the BMP-1 so you can be Mod Schutzen up a bit more. But yeah, overall, this is a good unit for what you're getting. It's not crazy, it's not the best thing in the world by any stretch of the imagination, but for 10 points, you can't really go all out wrong. And well, I'm going to leave it off at that. This has been another Rang Rouge unit of the week. I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and as usual, please just take it easy.